Here's a fun question. What if I hurt myself with video games? Yay! Let's go back to the stage, I guess, because the other two things are a thing I don't want to do. That actually would be hurting. Like, I'm just like, I fucking hate that level. And destroy the void masses throughout Pharloom. That would be really funny if this is the one quest I don't finish in the entire fucking video game. Because I'm just so annoyed by it. Maybe I'll poke at it later, but I just want to... Void masses is rough. I might have to look up a guide for this one just because... Like... What? Especially since it might have a mask. Was this the one that has a mask or that one has a mask? I don't remember. But I want all the masks, and... How the fuck... There's just 7 more somewhere in the world? That's not helpful at all. It's a big world. Go to the Grand Bellway, which is conveniently right next to the stage. And I'll find out what's at the stage. It's probably a boss fight, because it's a fucking, already was a boss fight in that same room. This is one of the places that really looks different. Out of all the rooms in the game, this one got fucked. Did that drawing change? I don't remember. I definitely saw a different Trobbio drawing before, but I don't remember if it was that one specifically. Oh, they're back, aren't they? You, might or mourner, fell-fated chosen left to last. Relent, submit. The fatal blow was struck. Fair Pharloom wails its end. Can't believe the guy who did a really fake death and then exploded into pink smoke didn't actually die on a stage. I die for real, that's not very nice. We, woe befallen, few remained. Let us join here at last and show our fires fierce. Together, to share our kingdom's pain, feel it scorch our shells, and know clear its suffering, its sorrow. Why are you attacking me? Do you even have a motivation? They have a scythe now? No, that was just a little hand. I don't remember this fight very well, actually. Whew, balls. Ah. Oh. Okay. Ow. Direct hit. Oh! Oh! Oh, fuck, that part. Okay. Ah, damn it. Well, I'm getting really good at getting hit. That's my special skill so far. Uh-huh. Alright, didn't get enough silk for a single heal. God, my chair is so loud. I didn't rest at the belt station, so it spawned me all the way back here. Womp womp. Era! How'd you get back here? Yeah, I disappear when I die. The fact that they're still where I left them does imply that there's a continuity here. There we go. We'll address that. This one's gonna be some practice. They throw 3 projectiles that all explode into cross or X-shaped smoke. And they still have the tornado, where they launch 2 tornadoes out of themselves and also can be a tornado, which are both bad news for me individually, and they can do these together. So we're skipping the intro now. The last attempt, I didn't land enough hits to get a single heal, so let's try to get a single heal. Why don't we? Instead of no heals. So we want to be above where he ends the big jump because we want to be... I should have gone under him. That's the reflex I need to have. Oh no! I dashed into it. I dashed into the projectile. Ow. Bad reflex there. There goes... I feel like I had a lot of silk 1 second ago. Like more than enough to heal. But also like more past that point and all of it went away. Does taking damage when you're healing destroy your entire silk bar? Even beyond the part that you were spending to heal? Okay, we're off to a better start though. Not the best standard, but... did that hurt? Oh, I forgot about this. Is it a phase change or just an attack that you do sometimes? Oh, it's a lot of smokes!
I'm fucked.
Okay. Well, I did way better that time than the previous time, so let's hold on to that feeling. More so than anything else. When do you become hittable? Exactly. Right at the moment you land. God, the projectiles are out of control. Okay. That hit me? God damn it. Fuck! Really thought that he was gonna end up beneath me. Haha, freezing. Me and Trobbio went OTP. Oh, fuck. Did you just double hit me? Is the contact hit not enough? You gotta fucking hit me twice by just staying in me. Oh, shit! Didn't see the sparkles at first. They fade in kind of subtly. Obviously, they're everywhere, but like, getting the full shape of it instantly is a little hard. Okay, so the smoke doesn't hurt. It's the fact that it explodes a second. Like, you prick, you caged me in. I think I did less damage that time. This fight's a fucking nightmare. Oh my god. I still don't know why I have a second silk heart. I don't remember getting a second silk heart, so I don't know why I seem to be getting 2 auto-filling pips. I feel like the rarity of that particular upgrade would have stood out to me as a thing that I got again all of a sudden. Yeah, I think this might have been a big pink dramatic one. Now it's like in revenge mode. It's like a chalk drawing outside of a coffee shop. Trobbio's latest setup. Because now he's doing like the Phantom of the Opera or something, I don't know. I'm lucky I can hit him 3 times during that, but it requires me figuring out exactly where he's gonna end the animation. Oh, that's a little hard. Gonna judge the distance of the whole thing in real time. Because if I try to lead him off, if I try to be ahead of him and then he doesn't actually come to me, then I get hit by tornadoes and hit him not at all, and that's very bad. Okay, a little bit of healing. Oh, it still hit me. God, that's frustrating that he can do it in midair like that, because that makes the angle really hard to react to. I saw sparkles and I wasn't sure if they were explosive sparkles or if it was unrelated sparkles. It's a bit of a conundrum for me. Yeah, I've got to do last second corrective air dashes. If I want to... Okay, that does hurt you. That's rough, because I don't know if I always know when it's going to happen. Feels like more of a cosmetic thing in the moment. Ow. Okay. Also, it's an X or a plus sign? Ow, fuck. Am I crazy? Oh fuck. I can't think right now. Oh shit, that's also an attack. Oh, those are all attacks too. Oh my god, there's so many things. All of those sparkles are also attacks. Like, I know that the one where he's like, haha, and I don't know why I said haha as if that's the sound he makes. Maybe he does. There's not really a call out for anything in this game, like voice wise. They just kind of cycle through random voice clips. Anyway. There's a specific part where he's doing an attack where the whole screen gets covered in fireworks, and that part's obviously an attack. But he just starts having trails of fireworks behind everything, and those are all attacks on top of everything else. That's a lot. I was already listing the long list of things he does, and that was already a lot. And now all of those attacks have trails of fireworks. Also, he just does a explosion that looks like a phase transition every now and then, and it can be an X or a plus sign. Isn't that a nightmare? How do I know which shape it's gonna be to dodge it? God damn it, got too close. I already took 4 hearts? Wait, when? When did I take 4? Oh god. Huh. It's genuinely hard to even tell how the damage is working in this fight sometimes because there's so much shit happening. And I'm so overloaded. Okay, that, oh my god, that fucking hitbox is a fucking nightmare. They made the tornado hit so much higher than it is. Okay. Wow, yeah, a lot of things have trails of light, of explosion behind them that, like, wasn't always immediately apparent, and I apparently wasn't always getting hit by? Or maybe I was, and it was just making me die faster as a surprise. As a fun surprise. I didn't attack him that time at first because I thought that it was going to be, oh, that's not going that either. No! At least it's only 1 damage from that one. Wait, I didn't attack it. Fuck that thought, who cares? You don't get context. I don't have time to think about what I was thinking about earlier. Fuck. Jesus, thank God for being able to hold onto a wall. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, that doesn't hit me. He's so aggravating. I didn't even hit him. I didn't even hit him during that. Are you serious? Fuck you. God fucking, his attacks are everywhere. I feel insane. Jesus Christ. When the tornado chases you, it's fucking rough. Like, I guess you have to you really have to reflexively know to run under him, but that requires you to be caught in a situation where it's gonna hit you and recognize that in time to then run the other way to dodge under it. Whereas the whole, that's kind of against the entire assumption, the entire situation, because the premise of the situation is that I got caught off guard and I'm stuck in its path when I didn't mean to be. So at that point it's already too late to do anything because it's so fast and tall that I don't think you can get out of the way half the time. It's rough. You just run away from it and hit the wall and get hit by it. Whenever I try to jump, I just get hit anyway. Sticking to the wall is big coward, but like it lets you escape a lot of incoming attacks because there's just locations that the attacks. Oh, that's an attack. That's not apparent at all. That's an attack. That's why I was down 2 masks. I'm down 2 masks again. That was an attack. What? Everything's an attack. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Oh god. It's all fireworks. It's all attacks. Everything's attacks. Don't hit me. Ah! How many times? The irony being that if he used the tornado more, I'd do more damage to him because I'd reliably know what he's doing and be able to attack that. Oh god. God, it still hit me! He takes so long to descend to the ground during that, and it means his attack is so high in the air, but while being huge. It's like advanced contact damage in a way. 3 hits. Yay, 4 hits. Oh, it feels good when it happens, which is almost never. Oh, fuck. Oh, they weren't plus signs. I really need them to be plus signs. Oh, fucking. Ah! He just hit me so many times. Ah. Yeah. Oh god, he just did it again. I never know what he's gonna do. No. Oh, god damn it. He headed me off at the pass. Stop dodging me. I didn't mean to dash. That's a waste of health. I need that health to live. Where are the attacks? There are. It's only attacks. The whole screen is attacks. Fuck me, man. Oh god. No. God damn it. Don't hit me. Okay, thank you. Oh god. We're. Ah! I can't believe I dodged that in time. No! Yay! I correctly guessed that this was the I might win move and started using some of my tools. God, tools are just the phase 3 thing for people that aren't here to do a challenge run, where you're just like, you know what? We'll leave phase 3 for the no-hit any % nightmare people on the internet. I'm gonna use phase 3 for tools. It just becomes, can you survive the onslaught of bullshit that's making you scream like an anime girl, but not from a daytime television shows from an itch.io download. Free download on itch.io anime girl. So be it, impudent louse. Deny our kingdom's agony. Refuse its touch upon your fickle shell. Carve your hapless path. Stalk and strike and fight. But know your foe is fate herself, and she has risen raging. Nice meeting you. This time he doesn't even pretend to die. Ooh. Ooh, a dark mirror. What does that mean? Claw mirrors. Oh, it was one before, wasn't it? Twin theatrical tools of a vainglorious bug. When binding emits a searing blast that damages surrounding enemies. Doesn't one of the crests also damage when you heal? That's just two different that's two different thingies. Pfft, good sentence. I can just do this. So that's two different things that make it so that you explode or do some nearby damage. They're not coming. Am I in the wrong spot? There we go. That's two different things that do damage when you heal to nearby things, which maybe they stack? I do big explosion when I heal. Which is like a cool idea. It's not something I expect to use ever, but like it's conceptually cool. I'm sure there's a cool challenge run where they use that. Might even do a lot of damage, but oh my god, the idea of trying to like pose yourself to like... Oopsie. The idea of positioning yourself so that you can like... Oh no, was that all of my fucking shards just like that? It was! I had like 200 and they're all gone from just that few attempts. Mostly that one attempt. I do have, okay, I have 280 here and 160 here. That's a fair amount. It's like 440 is not bad. And then this one that I'll never break. God, the shard economy is vicious. Like, it does just feel out of hand that like it takes like an hour of farming or like an hour of not spending shards to try to which was what I'm counting as farming, is just killing the stuff around you and not spending the resources they give you. You can like set yourself back by an hour by just doing one attempt on a boss fight where you happen to like almost deplete your reserves of just what you're able to hold in your inventory at a given time. That's wild. Imagine if like Bloodborne treated its like health vials that way. Like, ah, well, you used up all your health vials. You're not gonna have health vials for an hour now. It was like that a little bit, but it wasn't nearly as bad. Right, Grand Bellway, then First Shrine. It was a little bit like that in Bloodborne, but not nearly as rough. Because you could farm your one attempt's worth of blood vials back in like 30 seconds. It's just that once you run out of blood vials, you then probably did stop and farm for an hour so you could have blood vials again for the next 6 hours, hopefully. I've got memories. I've got memories of doing it. I remember. It sucked. It sucked so much. Mainly, I remember getting stuck on Gascoigne, and that sucks because it's the beginning of the game. And I remember doing a really specific path that went under a bridge where there was one of the giant guys and a few other enemies, and it was just like a reasonably easy series of enemies that had a decent chance of dropping blood vials, but also just a decent amount of blood echoes to spend on them. But then I specifically remember having to... I didn't get quite as stuck after that point in the same way where it got depleted necessarily. Can I go up here? Is this a real hole? No? I mean, there shouldn't be anything there because that's the whole shape, but that looks like a hole. I don't think I can get into it. But, I don't think I got depleted in the same way after that, although I definitely got stuck for longer on other bosses. Like, I got stuck longer on Bloodstarved Beast than Gascoigne, I think, but Gascoigne hits you when you're less likely to have supplies in the first place. It's so early. But then I got the DLC, and I got stuck on fucking Ludwig for a week, practically. And I specifically remember having to, multiple times, I had a point where I just was out of blood vials and I had to just farm the area in front of Ludwig's chamber, just kill every enemy with a series of stealth attacks, and then go back. And and eventually discovered there's just like a bunch of pigs you can rip the buttholes out of in the base game at a certain area that are a decent source of blood echoes. But it's just like, man, I don't think that game was improved by having to farm for anything. So that quest is just completed. Okay. It must be the Dark Hearts one that gives me a mask. I don't know if I feel like trying to do that right now. Not sure how else to do it. For now, let's go to the Blasted Steps and go for Coral Tower. I wonder how effectively you can just launch straight up in that area. All I did was beat a boss, yeah, so I actually don't really have stuff. Oh, wait. I forgot. Definitely worth considering the other masks, going for the other quests. I might just go hunt down all of the corrupted spots between episodes. Just to get it out of the way, because obviously we want the reward, but I don't know where the fuck those are, and you've already seen me fight like 5 of them, so you get it. I just beat up a little corrupted thing on a wall. I'll be sure to pause the game and start recording if one of them turns out to be like a boss fight. But other than that, they're probably not remarkable. But I want the mask, so that's worth doing. I kind of thought that was going to happen in Bloodborne, by the way. In not Bloodborne, in Elden Ring, because Dark Souls delighted in its goddamn mimics, and I really thought that Elden Ring was going to have a mimic, And I think everyone thought it was going to have mimics, and they knew that we thought it was going to have a mimic, and they had the restraint to never have a mimic in the game. Sorry if I'm spoiling that for you. I guess that's funny to think about. Like, the idea of acknowledging this discussion is kind of a spoiler inherently, I guess, because it's them fucking with you. But, like, that just made me think that the DLC was going to come out, and that somewhere in the expansion we were going to open a chest, and the chest was going to fucking erupt into, like, the chest was going to erupt outward, like the way that Resident Evil bosses grow. Especially like Resident Evil 5 and 4, 5, 6 and so on, where it'll be like a normal guy and then he'll just like expand monstrously because for some reason the Resident Evil virus makes people big and like impossibly big, like crazy scale. Like sometimes someone turns into like a fucking like a Leviathan and you're like, that was a human 1 second ago. What the fuck's happening here? I thought a chest was gonna do that. It was gonna be like the Mimic. It's like a fucking boss fight. That is absurd fan service nonsense, but I did anticipate it anyway. Let's see. Liquid Lacquer. So the reason I came back here is because I suddenly remembered this, and I was like, oh yeah, that had a big reward and everything, and we don't know what it is, and it sure seems like a unique quest. Unlike the other ones, so I should look into it. Liquid Lacquer. More for you, Miss Courier. Lacquer, filled fresh, for the maker of the on the mount. We have much, so don't worry but for our supply. To climb the frozen peak is a journey most difficult. Our thanks go full with you that tries again. Our thanks go full with you that tries again. 3 hits. Is it counting downward? No. Right? No. No. Okay. So that shortcut's gonna be irrelevant. No, it won't. Not necessarily. Jesus Christ. This is a little upsetting. Okay, so I need to... We could potentially use the blasted steps. The question is, how effective is it to jump straight up in the blasted steps? Because you might be able to skip them. In fact, that might be what they're teaching us, is that maybe we can cover crazy amounts of ground because we can just jump straight up now with our crazy throw. Worth experimenting with. I might have to go over there and just die on purpose, or break it on purpose in the process, but experiment with maybe if there's a spot where you can just jump straight up in the blasted steps. Because navigating the blasted steps normally is pretty dangerous. Enough so that that's why I tried the other path, although that was also a speed thing, and the speed thing's no longer relevant the same way. Whereas right now, the Wisp Stick does have like guaranteed damage in the case of that fireball room that I don't think I can avoid. I think I'm more likely to be able to get through blasted steps without taking damage than that. But blasted steps is a chunky level to have to navigate through. But if I can jump straight up and skip most of it, then it's not the worst ever. It would be interesting that when I try to go to the Coral Tower, if I jump straight up here and then jump straight up through there, because they're both vertical shafts, and that's kind of noteworthy. In fact, that entire design choice suddenly makes a lot more sense. Like, we got the mini version of that all the way back at Bone Bottom, and I thought they were maybe just doing a cute little animal well reference or something, since that came out in the meantime and has similar concepts to this game. Not entirely. It is a Metroidvania though, with like you're just a little guy in a bigger world. So I think that Animal Well takes some influences from Hollow Knight and Rain World, and I don't think that's controversial. In fact, people recommend. I played Rain World because people kept saying to play it after Animal Well. I keep meaning to play it again. It's accidentally been over a year. Whoops. Because I wanted to play one of the other DLCs or characters or whatever, and I haven't. But yeah, now all these super vertical spots make a lot of sense because we suddenly have the ability to just jump straight up. Like over here in the Cogwork core, you can just jump straight up that probably. Whispering. It varies. The thing is that a lot of these, some of these are shafts, but some of these are things that look like that on the map, and they actually are full of platforms that you smash into. That's much harder to be sure about. But yeah, if I can do any kind of shortcut through this, then it's probably worth it to do Blasted Steps and Grand Gate and so on. Otherwise, yeah, the other shortcut is reasonably similar, because yeah, going left doesn't have much priority because you can't go from the Sands of Karak to Mount Faye. Our goal is to go to Mount Faye. I also have to navigate Mount Faye without taking damage, which is not always easy either. The slab shouldn't be a big deal. Parts of the citadel could be a big deal. Alright, well, we'll just start off by running left, I guess. Very carefully. In fact, maybe not even running, because the running itself can lead to smashing into a wall. And that is a damage, and I have to get there in only 3. Seek swift to calm our crying land, Hornet wielding needle, and know that I shall remain here to stand against these husks gone dark. Ooh. Over here begging this guy not to freaking no-scope me with his spear throw. There wasn't one. Whew! That might be all of them? If I go up, maybe. Here's a question. Does the spear throw, the up one, does that damage the goods if I slam into the ceiling? Because that's its own concern. Oh, this isn't safe at all. Okay. That is in fact not necessarily any safer than just going left. You know what going left entails? I don't remember what this place is like. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah! Okay, friend. God, what a bad time. A bad time for him to show up. I take it that there is a thingy. I'm gonna call these red. I believe that he's fighting one of the thingies. I'm not gonna fight the thingy. Try not to get this thing broken. Yep, there it is. Bye. Go through here to reset aggro. And out. You can wall. Okay, it's like most of that you can't latch onto, even though all looks like a vertical wall spot. But you can latch onto one part of it at least. Oh god, I hate this enemy. Oh. Go away! No! Okay, this place might be worse than the other way of climbing. Jeez, fuck me. Haha. Holy shit. This place sucks. It's so dangerous here. No! No, I can't. Ah! Every single down strike missed. God. So that's a rough start. What will happen when I do this? Nothing. Arkadoki. Well, that's not very helpful. Crumbling rocks. So for now, I guess we're just doing a practice run where I'm very unlikely to survive. Well, with the taking 2 hits already part. Surprisingly frequent benches along this route. Can I just go up, please? I broke it. Ah! Okay, so the good news is you can technically skip ahead here. The bad news is when you collide with the ceiling, you can just go fuck yourself, basically, because you die. So it's gonna be rough to get through here. Oh, fuck. He makes masks, right? So, like, he's the last mask, isn't he? Ah, I bet he is the last mask in the game. So I'm gonna have to do that for that, probably. Yeah. I should have really should have connected that sooner, that when you get a task to visit the mask guy, it's probably to get another mask fragment and thus more health bar. Yeah. Alrighty. I just went and my soul left my body a little bit at the prospect of this quest because I immediately just kind of paused the game and procrastinated for like an hour. I'm like, oh, I really gotta get back and finish that episode and stop putting it off forever. What? Hero's Call. A distressed bug was heard calling for help near the bellway atop the Great Sandy Steps. No one will come to the... Will no one come to the sad wretch's aid? The bellway atop the Sandy Steps. Ah, Jesus Christ. I assume they mean the blasted steps is Bellway. It's like the only place that really makes sense. Realizing in real time I don't know how far into the episode I am. I fucked up. Okay, I need to look for like 5 more minutes. Oh boy. I think we'll stick to the current thing, because that's what I already started. And see what I can do. But we'll look into that in a minute. Next episode, probably. Also, might mean that I want to avoid that particular location. Yes, games are so long nowadays, and they, it's a bit of a game of chicken where, like, I like doing all the stuff that's in a game, but it does on some level feel like we're constantly, like, it'll always call my bluff in a sort of game of chicken where, like, it will, one way or the other. Oh yeah, that loses one. Oh, so does that. But it's like, for the longest time in games of this genre, or anything that's like exploration focused, I like to be very completionist. Not necessarily in the, like, get all 100 suitcases in Grand Theft Auto 3 kind of way, or the flags in Assassin's Creed, but, you know, just like, I want to do all the boss fights and find all the levels in that Dark Souls kind of way. And so if you give me quests, I'll try to do all those. And it feels like they are, when you play like games like this and a lot of stuff I've played lately, it does kind of feel like games have gotten so long because they always want to outlast you. And I feel like that's a weird approach, because at some point you give people so much to chew on that they can never finish the game without getting tired and kind of feeling like they're over it. And I don't know, I've been really turning on that lately a little bit. Like, I liked Breath of the Wild a lot when I played it like a decade ago, but Tears of the Kingdom was like, what if it was like 4 Breath of the Wilds? What if there was too many things, a million things? And I hit a point playing it where I like didn't even want to finish the shrines. I was like, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to find all the remaining shrines. For me, it was like an obvious, just obvious assumption I would do every shrine in Breath of the Wild, because I'm like, look, because I liked the shrines. And I also liked spending time in Breath of the Wild, but Tears of the Kingdom was just Breath of the Wild again, but with like twice as many shrines, too many shrines, and they're worse on average, and it's mostly a retread of the first game, and not really that's different enough to justify its own existence, and blah blah blah, and so just like, but it was like, it was such a focus on having so much content, as opposed to it all being good, and I feel like the emphasis on on having quality content instead of just too much of it is supposed to be kind of the point of Zelda, and they kind of missed the mark there. And I had a pretty good time with most of Clair Obscur, but then I get the part where Act 3 happens, and it's a really weirdly structured, strange thing, which, funnily enough, we're in Act 3 now. Act 1 and 2 have like a clear, consistent structure so far, that Act 3 breaks that structure, becomes a weird, much more optional, but still like, here's a bunch of cool stuff to do. You're a real fan, right? You like this game so far, you want to dig into this stuff now. And it's weirdly built like you're not going to do most of it. Like this weird assumption that it's there for real fans, but also you're not really going to do it all, and if you do, you're not going to have a good time because you are obsessing over the stuff. So like my breaking point with Claire Obscure was when I got to the Endless Tower, which itself is just like a giant combat gauntlet, and I'm just like, you know what? A bunch of contextless fights strung end to end for hours? That's not what I'm here for. And it's not just like... And it's like, because it's placed here alongside the other content, like it's just as significant and important, it kind of makes the game look bad. Like if it was a separate arena mode in a different menu setting where you could load your save into that and play a crazy arena mode, then it'd be like, okay, for psychos, you can go play that. And I would rank it the same way. I would categorize it the same way I would do like the raid mode or whatever it's called in Resident Evil games. There's some kind of like enemy gauntlet time trial thing, a bonus thing that's been in Resident Evil games since like 4, I think, that I never care about. But it's not in the main campaign, so I don't judge the game based on that. But that tower was just in the base game, and even seemed to be, it was tied to a major character in a way that made it feel like it was going to even be significant to complete in some way. But it made me so unhappy with the game, I took a break for almost a month and then came back. And yeah, it's not nearly as dramatic right now, but I am kind of having that moment of like, I was so sucked into this game, and I'm feeling a bit fatigued by some of the stuff, where there's like, you know, those crazy gauntlets across the map? I think they did, I think they might have done like one of these in Hollow Knight, or at least there's one that everyone remembers, was like the one where you really have to protect it and not get hurt throughout it and get through there carefully. Now they're just doing it over and over again, like, what if that was a whole type of content now? And it's like, it kind of runs it to the ground when you keep having another one of those, and another map-spanning collectible thingy. The bosses are still good. I can't really complain about fighting more bosses. Even when they're huge dicks and they make me unhappy, I don't feel like those ones are outstaying the game's welcome necessarily, because they're all high-effort things. But some of the stuff I'm just like... It's like calling my bluff in a weird way where like I feel like I'm the bad guy if I don't do it. I'm not literally the bad guy, but I'm like, I came this close. I would like to get all the masks because that's what I care about. Soon, Pavo, I shall calm the chaos. Please guard these bugs. Safe till then. Of course, dear resident, of course. Know all our faith and our wishes go with you. Is there a way to, like, stop it? Yes. Oh, hey, you're back up here. For my mapping stock, I have traded all the charts and tools that I can provide. While this new threat remains, I shall not make more. My cartography may be a simple sort, but I hope that my craft shared has made your travels easier. Best keep your visits brief, Hornet-wielding Needle. Without swift action taken, our world's ruin seems certain. If you cannot calm Pharloom's tortured throes, then certainly no other bug could face the task. As you say, Chakra, I should do what I must. So she was here for once, so I was like, oh, dialogue. Okay, I pressed something. The question is, what do you press? Okay, the trigger. Owie. She never takes damage, but she harms the package. Okay, so that made me not hit the ceiling. Okay. That's interesting. So you can cancel the animation. But it's funny, I was like, this is how much time I have left this episode, okay. And I'm like, I was already, to be clear, pretty sure I would never be able to finish this quest in the 5 minutes that I mentioned were left in the episode anyway, so it's just gonna be a long episode as it goes. Wait, that suggests that I can in fact do the thing. I'm gonna try going right this time. Because while the bell areas are differently dangerous, they're definitely not anything compared to the woods, considering how likely the woods are to hit me. I think I can climb the bells and then just start on the second floor of the woods, which means no dealing with the spear guys, but they turn out to be the least of my problems anyway. It was the fact that both options for going higher in the woods are both relatively dangerous parts of the game, where it's going to be hard to not take a hit. So, let's try going left here. I actually don't know which one I should go, like if I should navigate through the bells or if I should just go left here. This admittedly seems a little dangerous. Oh god. Oh shit, it's one of you guys. Okay, well, fuck you. Ow. Okay. Alright, got one. Let's go ahead and log out. Gonna have to respawn again. Yeah, I definitely just kind of hit that moment where I'm like, and yeah, to be clear, like, we're like 80 episodes in or something. It's like, it's partly the fact that I've been marathoning this game, which admittedly, I am still playing this game slower than most people do, because I have to, it's mediated by the rate at which I do a Let's Play. Which is way faster than the rate at which the episodes air, but it's still way slower than most people play games. Like, they seem to binge through games like this in shockingly few days. For how long it seems to be. I looked up on how long to beat and was like shocked that this game has like seemingly the same duration as Clair Obscur. But I think this is going to take more episodes than Clair Obscur did. And I was relatively completionist about both. This game's going to outscale a JRPG in its length, which is weird for a Metroidvania. Alright, so that area will be a bit safer now without the worst thing ever being in it. Oh no, he still became corrupted again. I think he spawned corrupted last time. Or this time he had to become corrupted. Yeah, this game being so comparable to Clair Obscur in length is wild to me. Oh, it hit me through the... It did 2 damage! I think it hit me through the floor? God damn. Multitudinous damage, so oh my fucking god. This level needs to chill. Okay, so I might want to climb higher. Or maybe not, I don't know. It's possible. But getting through here requires going this way. I'm gonna finish practicing this little zone at least. Oh, it's broken. Jesus fucking Christ, man. This is gonna be so horrifically damaging. How am I gonna get through here safely? Bad example. But yeah, from this room I can just drop down to the floor. Run across the floor. Keep going straight. Keep going straight. Alright, so I blew it, but this does seem safer than the other route I was taking. I mainly need to watch out for stick bugs spawning directly under me. And also just not fight the goopy flower things, because apparently they normally shouldn't be able to hurt me because they just attack forward. That's why I took the risk, is how limited they are. Around to see how you might climb this zone. I can't see where the roofs are. That almost looks like a flat ceiling. Oh, on the chain. Ow. You can't wall climb. You stand like directly to the chain, something happens? I'm not clear what. Ah! Seems kind of undoable. Nah. So you can't see what you're even connecting, attaching it to. You very well may have to take the long way. Woof. Oopsie. Yeah, I've kind of marveled at just how the game just keeps having more stuff for so long, because I've been binging this every single day. Not necessarily binging, I'm doing 4 episodes a day, which is not nothing, but playing it the way that a lot of people game when they're on their days off, they could probably make like 12 episodes a day. In raw gameplay progress, at least, if not actually exerting the energy to commentate and edit and so on. Although I might have felt a little bit of like, oh god, oh fuck, when I realized that like, right now the episodes that I'm recording are being scheduled for like May. And this is the January Patreon series where I do quarterly, I have a quarterly vote for a Patreon series on, for Patreon and YouTube members, where people can vote on what I play every quarter. And somewhat astonishingly, oh my god, they got infected. Somewhat astonishingly, at the time I'm recording this, in February, Claire Obscure still has not finished airing, which was the previous quarterly Patreon game. So people are voting for games, and the games are so long that they overlap with each other despite being quarterly, like every 3 months. And this one's going to be going well past the point of the next game. So a new game will be voted in April, and you probably know what it is now. If you're watching these, that's not a supporter. This doesn't look super safe. You probably know what was chosen in April, or at least have experienced it, whether you know it was chosen that way or not. But if this continues... Oh, hello, it's you. Ooh. I'm the bad guy. But then, of course, after May... Let's see, April... Okay, not quite June, never mind. That's not... We wouldn't pick the next game in June, we'd pick the next game in July after that. So, Silksong might be over by the time we pick the game that's 2 games after it. Okay, so now I'm in this room. Okay, so that did seem safer... Maybe? Ugh. A little risky to go for that immediately. On one hand, you want to give the game its due and spend the time to get the full experience and not feel like you're rushing past the playthrough. On the other hand, you feel that opportunity cost of how many games you could have played in that time. In particular, knowing the puzzle fan audience that I've at least used to have. I don't know if I have them anymore, honestly. You who are listening, I understand you still exist. I mean, like, I used to have a really strong following of puzzle people, And they seemingly went away after I came out as gay and did some furry stuff. Which was weird, because I kept making puzzle videos, but then they just kept performing worse. The algorithm's weird. That's a whole other conversation to be had about how being perceived as furry seemingly overrides all other parts of your personality or genre presentation, and you become furry algorithmically because both because furries join the audience and because people leave because furry, that it's like it has unexpected outcomes that are tragic and kind of cruel because they encourage you not to express yourself, basically. And that all sucks. This is podcast mode as I just try to like cope with the fact that I'm doing the big journey, I guess. Gotta remember how this whole part of the map works. What if I just did it right now? Like this attempt made it. It's not completely out of reasonable expectation, I guess. Some of these zones don't make sense anymore because I have double jump now, which means I can now just take weird paths that weren't possible before. That's a nice use of my new ability. There we go. I'm both trying to play fast and careful, because I don't have a time limit. I just have to very quickly move past certain things to survive, but I'm also trying to be like as deft as I can. But as far as puzzle games go, every now and then you have like a witness or let's go up, maybe. No! God damn it. Every now and then you get like a witness or blueprints that sticks around for like 50 fucking episodes or more. But most of them are like 10 episodes or less. They're pretty short. The part of me that wants to cater to the puzzle audience sees certain playthroughs like this in Clair Obscur and how so many popular video games nowadays are 7 million years long, and I think about how I could have played 8 games in that time. Like, I want to play Pathologic 3. It's a big deal to me. But at the same time, I'm also like, is that going to be the latest excuse for why I don't play puzzle games and furry visual novels? Both of which historically have done well, at least at some point. But I haven't uploaded at all lately. Because the whole schedule is full of these very long, popular games. I don't want to neglect entire chunks of my audience, but it keeps feeling that there's certain games that I do need to play right now, so that people don't get bored. In part because people do, like, hoard me with questions. That's not the right word. They do hound me with questions of whether or not I'm going to cover the game. There's a, like, what's happening? Why isn't he doing it? The longer I take to do it, and the answer is usually, well, I'm finishing the games I'm doing right now. I can only do X things at once. Oh, there's another one. Oh boy. Just add one of these things real quick. That's where one of them is. So I found 3 of them just doing this quest, which is helpful because there's only so many of them. So just immediately the different paths I've taken doing this. I found 3. I've marked 2 for later. 1 I killed because that run was already dead, but I might be able to still make this one work. It's really weird using that ability. It's like very obviously useful for launching myself straight up instead of having to play the level, but I don't know where the ceiling is, and if I hit the ceiling, I die. Please no surprise fight. Okay. Yeah, the flea caravan has moved on from that location, and so I don't know what to expect. Oh, jeez, the floor was open. It's just a crater. This whole area is also unclear what to expect. Unless something has changed, this should just be a bunch of, like, platforming challenges that were made for me when I didn't have double jump. So it should be pretty reasonable to do right now without having to worry about using my mobility thing, because when I launch straight up I might hit the ceiling and die. My goal is to not do that. Yeah, if you ever wonder what goes into my decision-making process for what games to play and when and so on, it's just me being anxious about all this all the time, and then still not really having an answer about what's best to do. And then when I make an educated guess, it's often wrong anyway, so who knows. And it's a weird twofold thing, because we've made it all the way here. I've only taken one hit, so we're doing pretty good right now. I'm just being chill. Cautious, podcasting. Not you, not the bell person. Wait, not the bell or the horn person? I think that might be the horn person. I think they might just charge you, which is a problem for them when I'm not directly in front of them. Oh no, we don't want you. Oh, there's another one. God. Oh, okay, so there's another one, just so we're clear. I noticed. God, large numbers of enemies in one room is scary. But yeah, I've got a weird two-tier problem now, which is that I have two separate decisions to make about what games to play and when. Which is that there's when I'm recording them, and then there's when I'm releasing them. And those could be two different things too. So I'll be like recording a game and putting it on YouTube memberships and Patreon for early access. But then the question then is when do I air when do I air to the public? Because the issue is I have a backlog of already recorded playthroughs. And one answer might just be to shrink the support so that there isn't a backlog. Hello. But since I have a backlog of playthroughs, which of course, the longer they're in the backlog, the more irrelevant they become. Depending on, and they might not have even been timely when I recorded them. Okay, we gotta pay attention to this fucking nightmare room, don't we? Also, this appears to be another one of these guys. So I'm actually finding a fair number of them right now. That's handy. I don't know how I'm gonna get to this room. So I need to go. I need to go to the right and then up somewhere, and then I'll be on the way to the slab. Which the only enemies there are two guys that are sleeping at first, so and the slab's pretty safe. So we're really reasonably might be making it there, because Mount Fay can be a pain, but isn't super damage heavy, especially if the water doesn't break it. I don't know if the water will damage it or not, because the water hurts me. Oof. The way I spammed my resources just now, because fuck you. Oh. So I feel reasonably good about this run, but I do not know how to navigate that room without getting a hit. Oh, thank God those weren't spinny blades. I got a little worried for a second there that I might be messing up. Okay, so we're on the way to the slab. So like, I talk about how long the game might take to air to this point, and how it's currently scheduled for, these videos are currently scheduled for May, based on the output rate. But I have this playthrough of Yakuza Like a Dragon that's just been waiting to be released for 100 years now. This happened with the other Yakuza, the last Yakuza 2, Yakuza 6, where I recorded it and then it took a year to come out. It's now been like a year again since I recorded Like a Dragon. I'm like, oh fuck, really? I gotta get this out. It's time to be considering playing the next Yakuza, maybe. But the problem is that it's a really messy playthrough because I recorded it during the previous schedule. Back when so I gotta go down a bit. I don't even remember that being let out that way. Oh, cause yeah, weird. Watch out for flies. Not sure which route to take. Should I take the shaft direction? Or... Because the other way is a zigzagging route that has, like, traps and stuff. I don't remember what this place is like, though, danger-wise. Yeah, because I've inflicted on myself this goal of playing every Yakuza game. Oh, god damn it. You can't go this way because it's fucking blocked. And like, I've been enjoying doing that, although I didn't like a Dragon a ton. Oh god. No! That's a hit. No, I don't need you to have superpowers. Wait, this way goes up? Wait, I was supposed to go over here to the right. Did I just take damage when I went the wrong way? Damn it. Every run's a practice run until you succeed, just like with the bosses. Alright, so I just need to get through Mount Fay without taking a single point of damage. Yeah, I was having a good time playing every Yakuza game, but then they made the format shift to what people call JRPG. I guess. It's turn-based, I guess. I don't know if it's really very RPG-ish in any real way. Trying to be very shallow and very long, so it's kind of a bummer on that front. Alright, so we learned from before that we can shortcut up here. But yeah, it was in the in-between era where I recorded it when I was doing 2-hour episodes that were less frequent but longer, which I thought would maybe help. Didn't necessarily help. Switch back to shorter episodes. Didn't necessarily help either. There's no real clear answer about what the effect of any of these choices are on the channel, honestly. Data extremely unclear. But I haven't wanted to. I was really embracing the longer episodes a lot, and I was recording like 3-4-hour episodes for that particular playthrough just to try to binge through a very, very, very long game by having just much longer episodes. But then to fit it on my current format, I'd have to edit it into shorter episodes, maybe differently short, long episodes. Like on some level, I can't air like daily-ish episodes that are like 4 hours long. That's pretty out of hand. That's pretty like out of control. But I don't want to edit it down because I don't really want to deal with that project of taking what was intentionally meant to be an indulgently long episode structure and then edit it down to dainty little episodes and then take a thing that I got through in 16 videos and turn it into like 200 shorter videos, because the pacing would feel weird, in part because I didn't know at the time of recording that they'd be shorter videos. I thought I was making these huge episodes. I was making the decision of how long the episode was in real time, which is what I'm usually doing during these, short of having to do a bunch of editing for some reason. So I usually know that I'm making a big long episode when I'm doing that, and if my demeanor might be a bit different if I know that I'm kind of not exactly rushed for time, and it's like, we're just hanging out, playing a very leisurely game. It's a little more streamery. Oh, okay. Just carefully drift down, mostly to the left. I have to play so perfectly right now, so it's a little wild that I'm trying to podcast during it. The inner workings of the channel. So what I've been considering doing is to break the format of my channel a little bit and just pick a day of the week to be Yakuza Day, and like be like, well, it's a giant episode, so I'll just not air anything else that day, and just air one mega episode once a week to get through the Yakuza playthrough, because just a weird thing doesn't fit my current schedule in any real way, and I don't really want to mangle it to make it fit, which I kind of already did with Pacific Drive, which was also recorded for indulgently long episodes, and I just kind of awkwardly restructured it. And some of that didn't work because sometimes an entire episode was me hanging out in the garage working on my car, not doing a single run, because I meant to, because from my perspective I was doing a run that episode in like the second hour of the video. Doop-doo. But also on some level I'm just like, people don't really watch the Yakuza stuff that much, so I'm like, it kind of makes sense to blow through it in mega episodes. Just for my own sake, just being like, yeah, let's just... No! That was close. So that might happen. I might air Yakuza once a week, which would change the schedule, because right now the channel is there's one 4 days a week playthrough. There's two 4 days a week playthroughs and two 4 days a week playthroughs because I don't want to have alternating days on the calendar because that's confusing. Because I can't tell people what day playthroughs are going to happen because if I have a properly alternating schedule that alternates days, we have an odd number of days in the week. So that's immediately a problem. That would mean that you'd have to look at this confusing schedule where you'd be like, ah, okay, so this week something airs on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, but the next week it airs Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then the next week it's the other, and like every playthrough would be alternating like that. It'd make them all proceed at the same rate and being alternating days, and if you saw one thing on one day, then you know the other thing's gonna happen tomorrow, and if you watch a new episode of a playthrough, you'll always know that it's gonna be back in 2 days. So from that perspective, it's clean. But from the being able to predict what day of the week it is, which is how we process time a lot of the time, it's super unclear. I think, yeah, this is currently the one of the 4 days a week games. And so if I started doing that, this would become a 3 days a week game, which would mean that it would take even longer, in which case it very well might take until, oh no, I don't want this specific enemy to be corrupted. If I do that, then this particular playthrough might take longer than expected to get through. Oh, this goes right. Uh-oh, do I want that to happen? Can I go left? Okay. Ah! God damn it. I think I went this way last time because I recognized that room. Damn, those enemies are hard to have object permanence for from run to run because you can't see where they are very clearly. This is an interesting run because it starts off much more dangerous and gets less dangerous over time. Like, I definitely just, like, had fewer risks. What? Okay, let's just go ahead and restart. I took 2 damage? Did the one thing do 2 damage, or did I take 2 damage sources and didn't even notice? Like, it's so fucking fragile, I don't even know where the damage is coming from sometimes. Very weird. I like the episode where he talked about his schedule for a long time. Oopsie. I'm trying to damage myself because it hasn't broken yet. There we go. I might try to air like a dragon. And then that might be in one time slot for 16 weeks, which is a lot of the year. But then it'd be airing instead of not airing, which is my problem, is that I recorded a year ago and it's not airing. Like, when the fuck do I give it to people? But that means that playthroughs like this go from airing 4 days a week to airing 3 days a week, which means you can, given how long they are relatively, that means adding months potentially to the overall duration. And that has a knock-on effect of its own. No one knows what they're doing. Alright, so these guys got kind of scary last time. Mostly not a big deal, I just need to be aware of this guy in particular. Fuck, he dead. He just fucking died immediately, alright. And this is the guy that spawns out of the ground, I think? Or am I a different... Is it past this point? No. Maybe he just didn't spawn? Yeah, because it's a little bell gremlin. They just do whatever the fuck they feel like. Alright. That really threw me off that I was down 2 pips. It's only 3 health. You can so abruptly lose it. Just all of it. Do I even want to go this way? Nope. I wonder if you come back and that health is just back once? Or that the sprout is growing out of her just the one time. Try to remember if there's any threats on the way down. No. Odd. Ah. Don't fuck it up. Okay. It'd be a little funny if, because this episode's so long, because I was like, I did 20 minutes of Trobbio, I've got to do this other quest. It would be funny if people see the really long duration and like, wow, he really struggled with Super Trobbio. This is gonna be, grab your popcorn, it's a real long boss fight video. And then they realize that I beat the Trobbio in like 15 minutes, and then it's just me slowly walking up to Mount Fae over and over again. Because that's what the game wants you to do. Well, like, having an existential crisis about the concept of having a Let's Play channel in 2026, just in general. It's weird figuring out what your schedule should be. And it's important to have a schedule for two reasons. One, you just want people to be consistently aware of what is going to happen on the channel for a variety of reasons. Ooh. It's actually fairly entertaining to play around with this power. But you want your audience to know what to expect. You want to have an even, consistent output most of the time, and not just chaotically raise and lower your activity, and so on. But like, there's two things that happen too. Is like, it makes you consistent, because like a lot of people I knew in the early days, where people were making Let's Play channels, but they weren't like, they're approaching it in a variety of different levels of casualness. Is that a lot of people would not necessarily be coming to a particular schedule, and that would mean that they would just kind of record when they felt like it. And there's a variety of reasons why doing stuff just whenever you feel like it isn't always the best idea. It's good to have the right energy, to be in the right mood and so on, and not just force yourself to do it. But if you let yourself just do something whenever you feel like it, and be like kind of slow and lazy about that, everything from like art to going to the gym. You see where I'm going with it. Once I add the going to the gym example, you really know what I'm talking about. But like, there's just so many things where like, if you want to be consistent, you need to have a schedule that you're committed to, because otherwise you will just immediately fall off, and before you know it, you haven't done it in ages. Which is still true for most of my Let's Player style friends, is that tons of them don't necessarily commit themselves to a specific schedule, which means that they just kind of don't do it a lot of the time. They'll fall right off the I don't want to say fall off the wagon, because that means alcoholism. They'll just fall right off of the habit and be inactive more often than they are active. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah! That's 2 damage. Man, fuck y'all. This quest sucks. The fact that the game is populated with enemies that just immediately do 2 damage to a 3 health thing, when, as far as I can tell, this quest only exists in Act 3. Because I already knew about that guy before, and he didn't activate this quest before. God, well, I'm this far, so I'll try, but shit. But yeah, if you don't say your schedule, then that means you don't have a minimum. You need that minimum, that quota, in order to make yourself do a thing. Otherwise, if you do it whenever you feel like it, then people will quickly realize that you kind of just aren't doing it at all. And they'll wonder where you went. If it's something that you want to take seriously and have it actually be a thing, a fixture in your life and that of your audience, regardless of level of monetization or whatever, then you have to really commit to it as a thing that is going to happen. Guaranteed. It's not a question of whether you're going to make videos, it's a matter of that you will make videos. And that's how I got this far. But on the other hand, having a schedule also means having a maximum, which is also important, because it's the kind of thing that you get to just do however much you want to do it, which means that you might just always do it, and that's unhealthy for a million reasons. Oh boy. Oh boy. God damn it, man. I fucking hate this mission. Oh, and I died. Alright. I get to go get my stuff back too. Okay, let's equip actually helpful things. I keep forgetting to change them, and I only think about that when I'm in the field. There we go. Those are good boss fight tools. They're terrible tools in the field. The bug. What the fuck? Craw summons? Scrawled missive on tattered black rag. Defiler. Dark. Attend home wheel. What the fuck? I just got summoned by the Craws? Okay. Deal with that later. That's just like, what the fuck just happened? Someone threw something at me. Yeah, the funny thing about this episode is that's gonna be this is the Liquid Lacquer episode, but only one thing really fits in the name of an episode. So I'll probably name it after the boss fight, because I usually name them after the boss fights and not anything else. Oftentimes the highest priority is like an act change if a game has that, and I commit to keeping track of when the acts change or the chapters change. Then it'll be like the name of a boss fight, and then a lower priority would be the name of a quest, or actually before that, below boss fight is usually like zone name, depending on the game, depending on how big a zone is on average. Then below that would be like the idea of naming the episode after a quest. I'm not usually like the name a game after an episode after a quest, unless I'm just like sort of out of other things to call the episode because I didn't fight a boss fight and so on, or get a major ability. We're just getting all into all my weird nonsense thought processes that go into all of the nonsense part of this channel. Half of which are just like arbitrary things that I've landed on, aren't not necessarily the main answers of what's ideal in any real way. I don't like what is now almost conventional wisdom of like how to make a good YouTube thumbnail for a Let's Play. I really liked the years and years of making just like, we make one thumbnail, maybe out of the game art and the logo, and then like your little sidebar of your cartoon character or something that represents the channel, so you have consistent branding, and then just a number. You just number the episodes. Nowadays, the answer is often that you need to have like pictures of your face going "oh" on every single thumbnail, which also means that you need to record your face. You need to have face cam in all the videos where you're constantly going and looking shocked every single episode about how crazy every episode is, and then putting that in the thumbnail, and that like emotionally makes people think like, oh, must be some crazy stuff, that video. And it's like, it's effective, it works. And I'm not knocking the people that do it necessarily, but I hate it. A crushing weakness of mine as a YouTuber is a certain level of self-awareness and shame that I can never suppress. And so there's just like things that are conceptually a good idea that I never want to do because they make me feel like an idiot. And so I don't want to live that life where I make stuff like that. I'll be much more willing to mug for a video essay because I put a ton of work into it. So I'll potentially be like, okay, what the fuck do I have to do to brand this video that I put all this work into? What will make it do well on the internet? But for Let's Plays, I'm just like, every day live like that? No. I don't want to live like that. The fact that the blasted... What the fuck is, I never remember what it's called. The blasted steps is the one I'm getting through safely is wild. Out of all the zones between me and my destination, the blasted steps, I've taken like 1 damage or no damage. I think I took damage once from one of the twisty things. The screw top. The screw bug. The twisty boy. But overall, like, it's such a dangerous zone, and I've been getting through it really cleanly. Probably because I do get to skip a bunch of it. I gotta be very careful with this stuff. Whoa. But yeah, you can cancel your ascent relatively early and still go pretty far, which helps a lot. Really got caught off guard when I died. Because I was like, well, it broke. I might as well kill this one then and remove it from my to-do list. And then I just died altogether and I'm like, oh, shit. Ah! Bit of a mix-up there. No. This is what the game asks of you. No! Okay, I thought he was gonna jump. I don't remember if he jumps or not. I think he does, because most enemies have to have some kind of jump, or they'll kind of never challenge you sometimes. Okay, this part sucks! No! Just like that! Just like that! Alright, well, let's kill it. Oh my god, that's some damage. I'm gonna die. Oh, fuck. That guy's dead. Now it became like, how do I get some health? I should just quit. But if I don't quit, I think I just gotta throw stuff at this guy. Huh. Oh god. Okay, it's still shooting at me either way, so I might as well just melee it. Okay. Okay. That's one less threat. Those things suck. Don't quit game. This is rapidly becoming the only episode I make today. Jesus Christ, it's taken 100 years. So that one's gone? But there's still those 3. I guess the smart thing to do right now, and I'll just do it off camera, I guess, is I might as well just just kill these 3. Both to get them off my to-do list, and also they're like endangering the mission I'm doing on. So it just makes sense to get rid of them. Yeah. All right, let's take a break. Ooh. This is a long fucking video. And there's a genuine question of like, I'm like, do I keep all the footage? This is one of the many dilemmas. We're really getting into the head of a Let's Player here and the weird life and job I have sometimes. Do I keep all the footage and it's like, this is an interesting podcast thing? And it's just a quirky thing in the middle of the episode. In the middle of this playlist, there's like a 2 or 3 hour fucking episode that's just me doing a quest and a boss fight. Or do I just edit this all out and just show you a quick montage of what it was like to do this mission? And just like awkwardly cut myself off on my thoughts and don't finish them, because finishing them involves showing the next hour of commentary. One of them's snappier, and one of them's maybe more interesting and impactful or eventful. It's just like, oh yeah, that episode where he talked about stuff for a long time while doing a thing, and then we're kind of like. And like, yeah, there's a difference, but like, is it more interesting to just watch, like, to just understand, well, that was a pain in the ass, but just have it be over in 20 minutes, or 15 minutes, or 5 minutes, or 30 seconds, or to watch me do it for 2 or 3 hours and have what's sort of like the streamer experience where you're just like, will he make it this time? And you really enduring the whole process with me. Those are both experiences that have value. They are mutually exclusive choices, though, I guess, unless you make 2 videos. But then both videos do poorly because you're splitting your audience. Aha! Being a YouTuber is a fucking nightmare, guys. It's all these fucking choices are so aggravating to think about sometimes. So if you ever wonder why I make a particular choice, it's because I have to make all of these. I'm gonna go kill those things because they anger me. Yeah, I got them. I got them all. And yeah, when you look at this list of things, I'm down to only needing 2. So I guess this is the episode where I kind of did most of that quest by accident too. And the crow thing happened, so that's neat. Don't know what the fuck that was based on. That just suddenly happened. That's gotta be maddening. But given how I have no idea how it triggered, it's gotta be maddening to try to trigger that particular quest on purpose. Alright, so, same path again, but some of the complicated spots have been removed. It's funny, whenever I get stuck on a thing for a while, I'm always tempted to be like, what if I streamed? There's like a certain camaraderie, you're like, you're in here with me process of like, you watching me suffer at a thing for a few hours, and just be like, nope, we're committed. We're gonna fucking accomplish it. Even if it takes all evening, which is exactly how long it's taking. Nope, that's just the boss chamber. That's how I dropped in originally. Oops. They die so quickly, I might as well kill them. I guess they don't drop any shards. Or, I don't know if they drop shards, but they don't drop any bells. Rosaries, that's what they're called. There's so many bells in this game, you'd almost think that the currency would be bells. Oh, please don't attack me. Oh boy. That was unfortunate. Like the one way it could go really, really wrong right now. Oh, I don't appreciate your presence either. Yeah, when I hit certain really tough bosses, I'm sometimes like, what if I just started streaming this? Or just lock in as it being like a streamer experience, as it's trying to grind through the experience of just suffering at this boss for like the next 8 hours. But then it always feels weird because I'm like, this hasn't been, I haven't been streaming the game up till now. So while that might be a little event for some people, because there's always the chunk of the audience that already knows what the game is, and they're just watching you do it. But watching that part out of sequence would feel weird for a lot of people. And then additionally, for people that don't know how the game goes, you're just going to be randomly spoiling later on boss fight. Although in general, people should expect that if they click on a stream of a game, that's probably not going to be synced up perfectly with the existing playthrough so far. But that expects all sorts of investment from the audience to understand things that they don't really need to understand, because they expect that level of investment from people to care about that granularity of information about how the stuff works. Like, while the conclusions are reasonable and intuitive, it doesn't mean that people need to come to them. Alright. Got through one of the scary zones. Gotta keep it up. I'm kind of suspecting that the quest that says destroy 12 of those things might not be a completionism quest, which makes it more reasonable and less like something I'd have to look up. So I was like, do you mean you hit 12 of them across the whole map and I have to find all of them? Like, the last few are going to be really tough. Be more inclined to look it up than to experience that blindly. But the fact that I've gotten so many of them already makes me think that maybe there are more than 12. The quest is just for doing 12 of them. Which is interesting, because that's more of an MMO quest. I guess sometimes they'll be like, collect this many things from stuff, which is also kind of an MMO quest. But it's often more intuitive. Ah! It's often more intuitive to us. Ah! I blanked, I gotta be careful. It's often more intuitive to assume that it's gonna be like a, completionism quest because it's Metroidvanias, and they're often about like getting all of the little goobers that are spread across the map. Alright, I took 1 damage, that's unfortunate. No! Fuck. Man, it's so late at night at this point too. By which I mean it's almost 10. It's not that bad, but it's just like a bit late to be trying to be careful at a video game when I kind of want to fuck off. Alright, so that's not what we wanted to have happen. Damn. That's the part I was doing alright at, but after I went on a bit of a detour to take care of some other stuff, I lose my grip on how careful and deft I was being with this particular mechanic, I guess. Bong bong. This should be where now the bad thing is gone, but there might be other enemies around? Or did I pass that already? No, this is just this place. This is a cruel little quest. It's such a long distance to cover, and you're not allowed to take a single point of damage. Like, fuck off. Or you're not allowed to take 3 points of damage, which is just like extremely little damage. Okay, here's where one of the things was, I think. It's now been destroyed. Maybe not. I can't fucking remember. There's a lot of really similar rooms. Yeah, this isn't even part of my path. I'm going down to the right. Oh, that was the one. It's a weird crack in the wall of all places. Here's where it was. We're going up. Oh, it's them. Okay. I was like, what? I was like, what's that singing? It's calming, so it makes you think it's a friendly NPC, and instead it's the horrors. Oh, the bad guys would want me dead all the time. Huh! Like that. Up and to the left. This isn't good. Let's reset it. God, this room sucks. No! Goodbye. The fact that there's a relatively aggressive ground enemy and there's a flying enemy. It's just a nightmare room. You don't know what height the flying enemy is going to be at it. No! Oh, I don't remember that. Okay. Oh, it's because I went the wrong way. We're at the slab. Okay. Being surprised by that enemy was helpful in this context. Keep thinking that's the one that wakes up. It's these ones that wake up. Second set. They just book it. They don't have time to wake up. Fuck them. So now we know better that I can go down the shaft for one floor, but I need to turn left before I get to the old man fly. We're basically at the old man fly. There he is. And then here I want to go down before I get to the fly screensavers. They're aggressive. The guy he's laying on is, at least. And now we're back to Mount Faye. Right now I just have to never mess up a single time. No biggie. Ooh, okay. Okay, I know that I can climb up there with my double jump. I have to very carefully never hit the spikes on the tops of any of these things. And yeah, this level is stressful because it's too big to memorize. And there's just a lot of floating shit that I can go to with my hook ability. But I can't really tell where it is. This area's full of spikes, where if I mess up a single time, it's over. That was a little closer than I'd want it to be. If you don't look at the time code, then you'll never know if this is the successful attempt or not. Isn't that exciting? And if you do look at the time code, it becomes, what's it called? Narrative irony or something? Where whatever things I say or do, you know what the answer is, and so that can be like, twist. Not really twist. I shouldn't think about this too much right now. Okay. Why did I slide? I just like forgot. Oh, I probably wasn't. I got into the mode of holding left trigger to do stuff, but I actually needed to hold left to wall ride, right? Yeah. I wasn't holding the joystick direction for clinging to the wall. All right, so here's where I failed last time, I think. I don't remember why. So that's a bad sign. That was probably spikes. Fuck! Alright, let's play the rest of the level as practice. Since I made it this far. Oh. I keep forgetting to hold left! Forgetting how to wall ride. Man. Oh, Jesus, I'm forgetting how to play. Okay. I think I didn't wait for my soak to regenerate that time. It's stressful not being able to see the shape of the level. And just being like, I gotta remember it. Ah. So I had to do this part. Still going higher. No. How dare you? Fuck me. That wouldn't have helped either. Oh my god, the fucking platforming guys turning into hazards that attack me is not what I need in a level like this. I saw it earlier, but I didn't see them do anything. So now the game's just genuinely being a dick by having these enemies do that. Okay, we're getting there. Am I there? We do go up that, then over here. I'm trying to remember, isn't there like a hallway here that has a turret monster in it? I think that'd be like, that might be like virtually the last threat, is that I think there might be, some of these are shards, but like 2? What's the point of that few? Oh, he's not here. I thought this is where the turret ball guy was. So now it's just about me slowly drifting to this checkpoint spot where I can then go up. Oh, the wind... it sometimes carries me left. Not always. So we're there. Or platforming. Okay. Very limited spots I can interact with. I don't love how I have to be so careful about the spikes right here. I made it! Alright. But it didn't count. Alright, this time without taking damage, please! That's a 15-minute run? Or at least this recording is. Give me the quest again. The liquid lacquer. At this point, I'm going to accidentally grind the number of rosaries that it rewards you for by just doing the run over and over again. Up to 400. So on my way. Sometimes being a Let's Player in these kinds of quests is a special hell because this is exactly the kind of quest that you would potentially do multitasking in real life. That's a weird way to put it. When you're not doing it for an audience. One, like, there's a number of reasons why it's bad for me to listen to YouTube video essays right now. Both because it would be very distracting visually, or the audio would be very distracting and shitty, hearing just background voices. But also you'd be hearing me listen to something else, which means that I'm not really focusing entirely on talking, probably. But also, it's its own legal or at least ethical thing of like, it's not your content, you can't just stream that. Although there are like a million shitty YouTubers and streamers that just steal content all day. Like Asmongold and some other people that I don't even care to remember the names of. Just the number of YouTubers who just like, and streamers that just like, just show somebody else's content in its entirety while they sit in the corner and like eat lunch. It's just like really frustrating. I'd be really annoyed to watch my content be consumed that way. Like a response video is one thing, where you might be like quoting the video in various ways by showing clips of it. By showing the video in its entirety from front to back, while just sort of hanging out in the corner, because you can't even usually talk because the person's talking in the video. Unless you pause to say something, which they do sometimes, but not always. Sometimes I genuinely just be like, hey, you, me, and my audience, we're just hanging out, right? What if I just, like, bootlegged content? It's like, well, I might get in trouble if I streamed an entire television show to you guys right now, so what if I just steal from other content creators that are like me? you know, people that are currently working to make something. Well, I just showed their content without working. And it's my views now. I'm the one who benefits from their content now. It's like, no. Oh boy. Oh boy! I have fucked up and have to very carefully untangle this one before it turns into a problem. Okay. Sometimes people compare them to Let's Players, but I'm like, Let's Players aren't supposed to be talking the whole fucking time, basically. Like, that's the point. There are a handful of channels that just show a game from front to back in silence. And those are weird channels. But there's only a handful of them, or at least not only a handful of them that have audiences. In part because... Are my headphones dying right now? Literally right now? Are you serious? I can only hear it in my right ear. Oh, this... Oh, that sucks and it's really distracting. Wow. Huh. It's not totally unexpected. I don't buy the best headphones anyway. But I always assumed that this kind of... This bit where they suddenly stop working is related more directly to, like, wear and tear. Like, the cables or connections getting fucked up in real time. I was sitting still when my left ear just went out. Oh, this sucks. This is not... This just became its own special obstacle, where this is just an unpleasant experience for me now. I should obviously recreate it for the audience by also muting the left ear of the game for you guys. God. Actually might be kind of funny, even though it'd be annoying too. It'd be authentic, in a way. I doubt I'll remember to even consider it, let alone whether or not it's a good idea. Okay, so here's where I really fucked up. I let myself go way too high all at once. Okay, if I go here, it'll reset this enemy and make him go away. I'm desperately trying to maintain 100% of the health that I can. I definitely aborted that really early, but I just don't know where the roof's gonna be, and I'm afraid of it surprising me. We're planning for accidents, which means we don't want surprise damage unnecessarily. I guess that's what all the accidents are, but I'm just saying, like, every opportunity I can, I'll err in favor of more caution. That at any moment I might get obliterated by other mistakes. And also just fucking enemies coming at me. Isn't this... I just don't remember where the spot was. I don't remember where the challenging spot was that was causing problems. Maybe when I took out the guy that when I took out the infestation, maybe the local enemies also went away too. And I hope I have a replacement headset around. I get shitty ones because I don't want anything that like goes over my... I don't want anything that goes over my ears because I don't want to interfere with my ability to hear myself speaking. Because I'm talking the whole time, and if it, any kind of muffling is extremely distracting when you're hearing yourself talk. And so I just want to hear myself unfettered. So I've been mocked repeatedly by others for wearing shitty headphones, but it's because I just wear like little in-ear buds of the shitty quality, because I just don't want anything that affects how I hear, because I need to hear myself talking the whole time, and it sounds really weird if anything gets in the way. Like, the muffling is distracting, but also potentially there's a part where when you can't hear yourself speaking, you might just like start speaking weirdly. Not unlike just the idea of just being deaf itself and how that affects how you speak at some point. Here's one of the bad spots. No flying guy right now. Where am I? Going up. But also, I feel like I have sensory issues sometimes. Don't know if it's... I wouldn't really get necessarily go as far as like autism or whatever, but I just mean like I don't like certain things touching me sometimes, just as like a not necessarily like a moment, like a being upset by certain textures, but more like being stuck with it on me. I have to like adjust the idea of it being something just being like touching my face or my head and just being a consistent like pressure or something. Like little earbuds are easy to ignore, but like in-ear headphones take some getting used to. Those suck. Like the in-ear ones that are like wedged in there and holding themselves in via pressure. And like over-the-ear ones can be weird. Pressing against your entire outside of the ring of your ear. And they might, oh, this is the problem one. Whew. Sure. They get sweaty. It takes adjustment to figure out what pressure or like length to put them on where they stick to your head correctly without falling off your head, and they're not like putting a weird dent in your hair from the headband, and the pressure of the headphones being held on your head isn't like hurting your ears over time just from being physically pressed against them. Something that's exasperated further when you have glasses. So you have glasses that are between your ears and your head, and these headphones will press on your ears, which means they'll press on your glasses, and so you can very quickly that can get really uncomfortable. And like I kind of have to just sit here and be comfortable all day, every day for hours to record while being able to hear my voice properly and so on. And so like you'd expect like some kind of specialized solution for that, because so many of the things that I'm working with are like expensive tools that are part of my toolkit for a lot of stuff. But then you get to that part of my setup and it's just like I sometimes literally just go to a Walgreens and pick up some fucking earbuds that are just sitting there. Don't recommend that. There's definitely ones I've ordered online that are of comparable price that are significantly better. They come in a little tin, like Altoids. They're definitely better than anything I can pick up on the fly. But that's my solution if they break suddenly when I really need them, is I might just drive somewhere and grab something shitty. But ideally, I'd buy my shitty ones instead in sets, so that when it unsurprisingly breaks, I can immediately switch to a replacement, which I'll check to see if I have one on hand after this. I'm busy right now. No! Strike one. I was worried about that happening every single time, too. The fucking spikes in this level scare me. Oh. God, I don't like doing that jump. That's the one I've been worried about so much specifically, and that's the one that hasn't actually got me yet. The soap comes back just fast enough for that bit. I remember Toaster came over here to record Yick, which we haven't recorded for a while because his job got extremely busy. And I think he kind of hasn't really returned to streaming since then, unfortunately. But it's exactly why I try to make those kind of playthroughs sit around on Patreon and early access for a while, and at least until they're done being recorded. But he's like, I promised this to my audience, so we should air it immediately. They shouldn't have to pay you to watch it, because I promised it to my audience. I'm like, well, that's nice, but it's also my content, and I'm a mandatory part of it, and we're recording it. Would have liked to sit on it until it was done before I started airing it, because whenever you're recording anything with multiplayer, there's so many logistical constraints that get in the way of you finishing it in a timely manner. And it's usually not me. You have to be very careful right here. It's usually not me because I do this full time, so I have all the time in the world. It's always something that happens with the other person, and I don't blame them for that. But it is inevitable. Oh fuck, I have to do the whole thing again. Oh, fuck! I have to do the scary room again. Sometimes the only thing you can do is stop panicking and just accept the idea that you have to fully reset by just falling back down somewhere. Ooh. I need to dash into this wall. There we go. That's the safest way to get through that part. And just like that, I might have made it. I think that's all the scary shit. Gotta be a little careful. No, I've definitely messed up past here. Nah! Almost went directly into the spikes. Oh boy. But yeah, when he got here, he was aghast by various elements of my setup. You're like, it's like, you don't understand. This is how it works for me. Some of it's really stupid, and some of it's just like, no, actually, there's a reason for that, because the more expensive solutions make my life worse. Because every now and then, I'll sucker myself into buying another set of expensive headphones. And then I will quickly stop using them. Because of discomfort or some sort of logistical problem. This part's pretty straightforward because I don't really have to keep track of where I'm going. I just have to keep going until it flattens out and I see the dead soldiers. Just follow the path and the slope. God, we're so close, and then I'll just stop playing for the day, even though this is the only video I've made today. Which is another arbitrary thing, if we're getting into all my bullshit. Oh. Oh god. If we're getting into all my bullshit that I do, that's another bit of arbitrariness, is that, like, there are definitely people who would just cut it into a bunch of videos and not care about the, where am I going? Okay. And not care about the idea that, oh yeah, we spent 4 episodes on one thing. It's a very Game Grumps thing to do, I think. Sometimes they'll be like, no, we gotta fast forward. I made it! But other times they'll just be like, I don't know, we'll fight this one boss for 4 episodes. That's how it was with me and Andrew at the beginning, is we played a game called El Shaddai. And I don't remember anything about that game, honestly, besides the fact that we were trying to let's play through it. He cut it into exactly 10-minute episodes. We just binge recorded it for hours, and he just would cut it every 10 minutes. The way that you cut bread. Like, not with consideration for what we were talking about, or if it was a zone transition, or if we had a break in our conversation and changed topics. No. He cut it at 10 minutes. Like he was just chopping something up. And I'm like, insane! Insane! And yeah, that approach would... If I just sat here and streamed all day and then just cut into chunks mathematically, I would have a lot of content right now, but then I would make such slow progress in the game. Maker, I bring a delivery from Ballard below. Lacquer for your long work. Good, good. To seal, to protect. May Pharloom's fresh faces gleam bright. Yay. Mask? Take reward for service made, visitor. Gift for you to spend or treasure. What is it? Until caverns collapse, the mask... There's no mask reward! That's on me. I did all that. Like, I knew that. Like, I knew that. I did that for no reason, basically. But yeah, like, I knew. Like, it's to be clear, it's on me. It said 650. It said that. It's technically a unique delivery, and I've been doing each unique delivery, because I haven't done... I don't think I've done Fleetopia or Survivor's Camp, or at least I haven't done Survivor's Camp. I don't think I need to do these things. But yeah, In my defense, it was a unique icon, which have been, I think that they've given me unique rewards before. It was a unique icon, and it was also to a mask making quest. It was for a mask making NPC, so you would think that he would give me a mask. But then he didn't give me a mask. Because yes, to be clear, when I picked up the quest, it did just say, this gives you 650 rosaries. The reward was in the pickup, and I had to pick it up over and over again, so I should remember that. And yet, and I think there's some portion of the audience that still gets this, even though it's clearly me being wrong on the face of it, both as the wrong intuition and the wrong answer. Who's that little guy? Oh, it's the guy that needs help. Okay. We'll go help that guy next episode. I was gonna come here to go to the vendor because I have all these rosaries and finally buy his last tool, but clearly I have walked into one of the other quests, which fair enough. But yeah, it said 650 the whole time. We always knew that. But also I'm trying to find one more mask because I have 2 to go. One of them is accounted for as a reward for a quest I picked up. The other one is unaccounted for. And he's the guy that makes masks! What do you mean he doesn't give you a mask? Here's what I'm gonna find out. He just gives you a mask differently. That would be the 3rd mask in that zone, because there was already 2 other ones. Either way, well, this was both a waste of time in that I spent a lot of time on it, and a waste of time in that, it wasn't for the a permanent reward of any kind. So I'm gonna go to bed. I'm just gonna lay down and contemplate my life choices.